Today, we're just going to have some fun. I hope that you can relax, enjoy, and just kind of laugh a little bit. Because what we're going to do is we're going to try to stimulate our brains by doing different combinations, by doing things on the opposite side of the body that we normally do in our form. It will be hard, but I want you to just relax and laugh. Most of the movements in the form we do on both sides of the body. If you think of brush knee, or part the wild horse's mane, or the ward off sequence, even snake creeps, we do it on both sides of the body. But there are some of the movements that we only do on one side of the body, and or we only move in one direction, meaning we only go left, wave hands like clouds, right? So in order to kind of wake up our brain, because we're used to doing things on one side or in one direction, we're actually going to attempt to do things on both sides of the body today. So you think about one of the one-sided moves is deflect, intercept, and punch, right? We always start with our hands at our left hip. We step out with the right, bring that right hand in and punch, right? That's our normal deflect, intercept, and punch. Try that again. Deflect, intercept, and punch. So now let's do it on the other side of the body, which means you have to put your weight on your right. Your right hand is now open. Your left hand is now in a fist. You're going to step out with your left foot. Bring your left hand to your left hip and then step through and punch. And I know right now some of you just are saying, oh man, that is so wrong. And that's okay. Bring your weight over to the right. Left hand is in a fist. Step out with your left foot. Deflect, intercept, and punch. Let's do it one more time on that opposite side. Hands are at your right hip. Step out. Look at your hands. Make sure they're correct. Step up and then step out. Pick the needle up from the C bottom is another one that we do just one side of the body, right? We're weights on the right, our left foot is empty. This left hand is up, and we pick the needle up from the C bottom. Come up, block, and then fan through the back. So now if we want to do it on the other side, weight has to be on the left. Right foot is now empty. Right hand is up protecting, and this left hand is the one that goes towards that right foot. Come up and fan through the back. So try that again. Bring your weight to the left. Protecting with this right hand. Pick the needle up from the C bottom. Come up, block, and fan through the back. White crane spreads its wings is another one that we do on one side of the body. We've just done a left part the wild horse's mane. We step up. That left foot becomes empty, and its white crane spreads its wings. Now, if you just do the opposite side of white crane, it's actually pretty easy if you go through and just go side to side like this. But it's not quite so easy if you put it into a sequence. So we're going to try that. This one's not so hard. You should get some success with this one. We're going to do the ward off sequence. Well, not all of it. We're going to start with the ward off. So hold the ball to the right. Step out, ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. Rotate and press. But now, instead of pushing chi, we're just going to pull back into our white crane spreads its wings. This is the normal side, so it feels just fine. Now, holding the ball to the left, stepping out, ward off, grasp the bird's tail, roll back, rotate and press. Now just pull back into white crane spreads its wings. This is the opposite side that we normally do, right? Make sure this left hand is high, the right hand is low. When we normally do white crane, it's here. When we're on this side, it's the other side. Let's try that again. Holding the ball to the right, step out, ward off, grasp the bird's tail, roll back, rotate and press. Now just pull back into your white crane. Then holding that ball to the left, step out, ward off, grasp the bird's tail, roll back, rotate and press, and now just pull back into white crane with your right hand low and your left hand up. Another movement that we do on one side of the body is single whip. Right? We form a bird's beak on the right, and we step out with the left into our single whip. Now again, this one's not all that hard if you just go, okay, now I'm going to form a bird's beak on the left and step out with the right. That's not that difficult to just go side to side and single whip. But now let's put it into some sequence. We're going to do our wave hands like clouds. So start with your weight on the right, step out left. We're going to do our 3 steps that we normally do. Here's 2. Here's 3. When your weight comes to the right, you form a bird's beak and single whip. But now let's go to the right with our wave hands like clouds. Right? Just that, going the opposite direction, is a challenge to your brain. There's your 3rd step, forming a bird's beak on the left and step out with your single whip. Let's do that again. Wave hands like clouds to the left. When your weight comes to the right, form a bird's beak and single whip. Now start your wave hands like clouds with your right hand, stepping to the right. This one's not all that hard if you really think the upper body is just doing what it normally does. When your weight comes to the left, form a bird's beak on the left and single whip. So now we're going to do a slightly different one. We're going to put some things together. We're going to start with that single whip, forming a bird's beak on the right and single whip. Now we're going to move into snake creeps, which if you look at it, it's really like a squatting single whip. Snake creeps, come up into your pheasant stands. But now before you put that foot down, bring your hands to your left hip, step out, deflect, intercept, and punch. Now you have to do it on the other side. Forming a bird's beak, stepping out with your single whip. Moving into your snake creeps, pheasant stands left, but now you have to do your deflect, intercept, and punch on the other side. Stepping out with the left hand should be closed, right hand is open, step up and punch. Let's try it again. Forming a bird's beak, single whip, snake creeps, pheasant stands right, then deflect. This is our normal side, intercept and punch. Coming into your single whip on the other side, then snake creeps. Pheasant stands left, then stepping out, deflect, intercept and punch on the opposite side of your body. Let's try that one more time. Forming a bird's beak, single whip. Snake creeps, pheasant stands, deflect, intercept and punch, single whip, snake creeps, pheasant stands, deflect, intercept, and punch. So now we're going to do a couple more combinations. Follow along. They're going to get progressively harder, but that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to put your brain on fire. So this one, we start with a snake creeps. So you're going to form that bird's beak again. Step out, snake creeps. But instead of pheasant stands, you're going to kick, smash, and box the ears. Then you're going to kick with your left. Now here's fun. You're going to cross this left leg over the right. You're going to come up on the balls of your feet, turning all the way around, switching the weight to the left, and now kick right. Step behind with that right foot and pick the needle up from the C bottom. This is your normal side for pick the needle up. Right? But now we have to do it on the other side. Forming a bird's beak on the right. Snake creeps. Now we kick, smash, and box the ears with our left leg. Kick, smash, and box the ears. Now a kick with the right. Crossing over with that right foot, you're going to turn around all the way, bring the weight to the right, kick left, stepping behind, and now you have to pick the needle up from the C bottom on the opposite side. So let's do that one again. Just a side note, remember we're just having fun today, but if this turn, if you don't have a smooth surface, if you're on carpet or if you don't have the right shoes on, you have grippy shoes, don't try to pivot that turn like that on your balls of your feet. Just turn, okay? I don't want you ruining your knees. So let's do that again. Forming a bird's beak, you're going to step out, snake creeps. Kick, smash, and box the ears. Rocking back, then you're going to kick left. Now you cross over that left foot and either just turn, pivoting like that, or just turn. Kick right, step behind, pick the needle up from the C bottom, come up, block, fan through the back. Now you're ready to go on the other side. Snake creeps. Kick, smash, and box the ears. Kicking right. Putting that right foot across the left, turning, bringing your weight to the right. Kick left. Step behind. And pick the needle up from the C bottom on the opposite side. So I want your brain to be on fire. I want your body to be kind of like, what are we doing? You're going to want to come back to this video several times and practice these because it's fun. It's fun to do something different, different order, different side of the body. I bet you can feel that your brain is really involved right now. Okay, so now we're going to do this last one. You're going to start with repulse the monkey, which obviously we do on both sides of the body. Start with your left foot forward, which is what we do in the form, and you're going to step back 4 times, just like you normally do. 1 more. Good. Now we're going to do high pat on horse, which is another one that we only do on one side of the body. High pat on horse. This is the normal side. Now you're going to hold the ball to the left, step out, brush, knee. Now you're going to step up with that left and you're going to pick the needle up from the C bottom on the wrong side, well, it's not wrong, it's on the opposite side. And now you have to step back and white crane spreads its wings. That's our normal side. Kick, smash, and box the ears to the right. That's normal. Now we're going to do deflect, intercept, and punch on the opposite side. So bring your hands to your right hip, step out, deflect, intercept, and punch. Now look, we have our right foot forward now. We're ready to flow into that same combination, just on the other side of the body. So now repulse the monkey, 4 steps. 2, 3, 4. Now we have to do high pat on horse on the opposite side of the body. It's not that hard. Just step forward with the right. Now holding that ball to the right, step forward with your left and brush knee. Now you get to pick the needle up from the C bottom on the normal side of the body. But then you have to step back and white crane spreads its wings on the opposite side of the body. Then you're going to kick smash and box the ears on the left. And then we're going to step forward, deflect, intercept and punch. And now we're back with the left foot forward. Let's do that combination a couple more times. Step back, repulse the monkey, 4 steps. Now high pat on horse, this is your normal side. Holding that ball, brush knee. Now stepping up, pick the needle up from the C bottom, opposite side of the body. And then step back, white crane spreads its wings. Then kick smash and box the ears. Rock back, bring your hands to your right hip, deflect, intercept and punch. And good, now just go right into your repulse the monkey again. 4 steps. High pat on horse on the opposite side of the body. Good, bringing your weight to the right, step out, brush, knee. Step up, pick the needle up from the C bottom. But now you have to pull back and white crane spreads its wings. Kick smash and box the ears. Then stepping up, deflect, intercept and punch. And you're ready to do the flow again. Those are fun ways to challenge your brain, and challenging your brain is one of the benefits of Tai Chi. It's a challenge because you have to learn new movements when you're first learning. It's a challenge because you have to memorize the flow, the sequence. It continually is a challenge because you have to be applying the underlying principles as you do the form. That's a dual task. You have to be doing a physical task of the actual form and then a cognitive task of, are my columns intact? Am I separating substantial and insubstantial? Am I moving from my dantian, etc.? You have to be thinking about those things all the time and practicing. So it's great for your brain. But sometimes we just have to shake it up. And that's what I wanted to do today by giving you these different sequences, making you do things on opposite sides of the body or going in different directions. Use these every once in a while. Just come back to this video and do these combinations and you'll feel your brain just light up.